Okay guys, this is going to be a new what if, and this one is going to be called what if Deku ate the, not Deku, what if I'm sorry, what if Luffy ate the heavy no mi model Mamba, or model Black Mamba, and in this one, no, screw it, no heavy no mi, this is going to be the new what if tomorrow, something. This one says going to be what if Luffy was like Garp. But instead, Luffy isn't going to be a Marine. But if you hear noise in the background, I'm sorry. It's... Right, if you guys hear noise in the background, I'm sorry, I'm watching One Piece as well. So I need to finish this scene. Okay. Right. Sorry, I had to watch this scene from One Piece. This is gonna be what if Luffy was like Garp, except, you know, Luffy's not going to be a Marine. So, this one, Luffy does not have a devil fruit. He's just extremely powerful. Alright, so, this one, Luffy is actually the same age as Ace. And Dragon and Roger, they were really good friends. So, yeah. And, in this one, I'm gonna say that Garp had a brother, and, and his son was Roger. So, Ace and Luffy are cousins in this one. So, when Luffy meets Shanks, the box is locked. And Luffy already has immense strength, but Luffy was trained by Garp for years. And Luffy actually thought about becoming a Marine. Because so far, Shanks was the only strong pirate he's met. But he's met Sengoku, he's met Garp. Because I'm gonna say that Garp took Luffy to like Marine headquarters a few times. And Luffy's met the three admirals. Like Kizaru likes Luffy, Aokiji likes Luffy, Akainu hates Luffy. But you know, everyone except Akainu and Smoker likes Luffy. Well, Smoker's okay with Luffy. Shiki loves Luffy. She thinks he's the cutest thing ever. But yeah. Alright. Luffy ends up, I guess, you know. So when Luffy meets when Luffy meets Shanks, he's 7. We're gonna go a year from now. When Luffy met so when Luffy met Shanks in this one, he's 10. So a year from now, Luffy's 11, and he already has a punching power of like half of Garp. So that's more than double of like Luffy's punching power is nowhere compared to Garp in canon. Like Garp's probably the physically strongest in One Piece to ever exist. So yeah. Luffy can easily throw boulders like it's nothing. Like Luffy hangs out in the bar with Makino all day, and bandits will come in and pick on Luffy. All he has to do is grab them by their shirt and throw them out the window. That's all he has to do. Like bandits will start bar fights with Luffy and always lose. Like Luffy isn't even drunk but wins bar fights because he's not old enough to drink. All right, I'm gonna go to when Luffy's 13. He meets Ace for the first time, but he's already been trained by Garp a lot. So this Luffy, 13-year-old Luffy right now can compare to Luffy in canon. So yeah. So when Luffy meets Ace for the first time, Dodon's like, "Hey, who the hell's this brat?" And they get into an argument. And the moment Ace sees Luffy, he's kind of confused. And Luffy will just like Dodon's like Luffy's gonna walk into the house. He sees Ace. Dodon's gonna be like, "Hey, you're right. You're not going to my house." Luffy will just pick up Dodon and just put her right behind him as he walks back in the house. And everyone's like, "Did he just do that?" Like, kid's not the kid's 13 and just picked up Dodon like that. All right. Luffy talks to Ace he tries to talk to Ace and Ace will just run away. And Luffy, he was trained to become a Cipher Pol agent. Like, Luffy's like stuck between he wants to be a pirate or he wants to be a marine. He's stuck between that because like Sengoku wants Luffy to be a Cipher Pol agent because Luffy's brute strength and speed. Sengoku wants Luffy as a Cipher Pol agent. Garp just wants Luffy as a marine. So Luffy knows like Cipher Pol techniques. And like I'm gonna say that Luffy was trained by Lucci at one point, so Luffy is kind of overpowered right now. But Luffy, he knows Soru, he knows Geppo, he knows Suraimu, and he knows Rankyaku. If you don't know what that is, that Soru is like what Koei does, or Captain Kuro does, shave, where it's like teleportation, but instead of you moving really fast. Geppo is Skywalk, what Sanji does. Suraimu is Paper Body, where it's kind of like you're invincible, but you're not. You're just very flexible. And Rankyaku is Tempest Kick, which is where you kind of kick the air and it's like a sharp shockwave. So yeah. Luffy knows those moves. And when Luffy sees Ace, Ace just runs off. And Luffy will chase after Ace. But Garp's gonna be like, hey, come back. Introduce yourself to your new roommates. Garp will just grab Luffy and say, Luffy, say hi. Luffy's gonna say, yo. Kind of like how he does in canon. And Luffy says, I recognize a few of these bandits. I've beat them up in bar fights. Garp's gonna look at Luffy like, well, he's gonna look at Luffy like, you've been in bar fights? You're 13. Why are you in bar fights? Luffy says, don't ask me. You're the one that leaves me with a bartender all day. Well, all year, mainly. So, like Luffy will straight up say, I live with a bartender, and you expect me not to stay in my own house. Or basically, you expect me not to stay where I live. Garp's gonna be like, oh, I should have let Luffy stay with the mayor. But, you know. And a lot of the bandits come out because they hear a familiar voice. The moment they see Luffy, they all just start like screaming, saying, "Get the kid away from me!" And one of the bandits is the one that ended up jumping the stuff on Shanks. And Luffy says, "Oh yeah, you're the one that tried to feed me to the Sea King." And that bandit didn't die, like Shanks scared off the Sea King a lot quicker. But the moment if he sees the guy, he's like, "Oh yeah, you tried to feed me to a Sea King," and everyone hears this, and Garp even hears this. He's like, you tried to feed my grandson to a Sea King, and the bandit's like, I didn't know he was your grandson. Garp will just rush to the guy and just grab him by the neck, and say, "You have 10 seconds to say you're sorry." The guy's like, "All right, I'm sorry." Garp says, "Oh, there's not enough sorries to say for you to say for trying to feed a little kid to a Sea King," as he just kills the guy. He's gonna laugh and say, "I've seen you do that so many times." Garp's gonna say, "How can you laugh at that?" If he says, "Because you're kind of squeezing all the wrong places. Because right now you're suffocating him. As the guy's still alive and he's just like breathing, like he's trying to breathe." Garp's gonna be like, "Damn it!" And she just throws the guy out the window. So yeah. Alright. We're gonna fast forward 3 days later. Luffy officially lives with Dodon, and they're all having meat. While Luffy only gets rice and water. And she's like, "You want food? Pull your own weight." Luffy says, "Okay," and he walks outside. And Luffy knows he's Ace's cousin. Just Ace doesn't know Luffy's his cousin. But Luffy will walk outside, and Ace is like, "It's raining. It's gonna take that kid forever to come back." And everyone realizes he took the biggest net they had. They're like, he can't catch anything in that you know, in that rope, and it's the middle of the night. Luffy comes back an hour later, right knocking on the door. The rope, or like the bag, is almost like the bag is overflowing with like animals. They're like you fill the whole thing up. Luffy says, "Yep," and he throws the bag inside and says, "All right." And everyone's like, "Yay, food!" And when someone tries to open the bag, Luffy will just deck them and say, "Pull your own weight," as he just goes like to the other side of the room with like his own fireplace and everything, and starts eating the food. Dodon's like, hey, you use my stuff, I get to eat some of that. Luffy says, "No, I hunted all of it, and you didn't say I can't use your stuff. It's mine." And he just eats everything. And Ace is just in shock. And the next day, Ace leaves, and Luffy's chasing him. And Ace is like, "I'm pretty fast, this kid's really slow." And Luffy's keeping up with Ace pretty easily. Like Luffy's just jogging backwards and catching up with Ace. So Luffy's just showing off and catching up with Ace. And one day, Luffy's inside the house, and Ace is just agitated since he tried to hit Luffy with a rock slide. Luffy just punched through every rock there was. Luffy knows hockey, he knows how to use it. So yeah. And Luffy's inside, and he asks Ace, why doesn't Ace like him? And Ace says, because he's annoying and a brat. Luffy's gonna say, that's really harsh to say to your cousin. And everyone hears this, and Ace says, you're not my cousin. And Luffy's gonna be like, "Hey, I am. Garp had a brother who was also a Marine, and that's Roger's dad. You're Roger's son, and I'm Garp's grandson. So that makes you my cousin, because my dad is dragons." You know, I'm pretty sure that they're different cousins, just distant ones. But so it's like he's gonna say, "My dad is your dad's cousin." So I'm pretty sure that would make us cousins as well. And Ace was like, "I didn't know I had any living family left. I knew I had like Garp, and that's it." So yeah. And Ace is gonna run off again, just to go do his own thing with Sabo. And Luffy's gonna act like he's not gonna follow. But Luffy is just gonna kind of like stalk Ace by just kind of being very sneaky. And Luffy sees them collecting money to become pirates. And at one point, Luffy's gonna kind of, I guess, he sees Sabo is he can smell Luffy because Luffy's covered in sweat since he jumped from branch to branch. So yeah. So Luffy's kind of just running around the forest. And Sabo actually finds Luffy. And he's like, "Hey, Ace, who's this kid?" As he actually swings his pipe at Luffy. And Luffy just uses Tech Eye, or Iron Body. And when it hits Luffy's face, it just cracks or shatters. So Sabo's like, what the hell are you?" He says, "Oh, I'm perfectly human. It's just you're not really too strong, and you're inferior to me." Ace says, "Luffy, you're inferior to me, and Sabo's beaten me multiple times." Luffy says, "Give me your pipe and I can beat Sabo with it. Or better yet, Ace, give Sabo your pipe, and I'll use Sabo's broken pipe." So yeah. And Sabo was like, I can probably beat you. And the fight is like Zoro versus Mihawk, with Luffy being Mihawk. And at one point, Sabo's like, hey, I can just, let me see this part real quick. Right, so Sabo's at one point, Sabo is like trying to hit Luffy like sneakily. Luffy's gonna smack the pipe out of Sabo's hand, pull the broken pipe around, and just hit Sabo in the jaw with it. So yeah. So he knocked out Sabo easily. So we're gonna go to when Ace, Sabo, and Luffy are. So when Luffy, Ace, and Sabo are. To when they're 16. So this part's very important to me. Alright, I believe I was up with Luffy and Ace being 14, 15. And Luffy ended up like seeing. I want to say that Luffy's 14. And Luffy's trying to chase Ace, but Ace like learned to just get like he learned to like shortcuts to get away from Luffy. At one point, Luffy saw them going to the Great Terminal, and he's not even gonna try to sense them out with observation haki. He's just gonna he's gonna just look for them. He's walking around, sees a lot of crime, and he picks up I'm gonna say he picks up a necklace that's worth of like 10,000 berries. And a lot of guys try to rush at Luffy for it. Luffy's just decking everyone left and right. So at one point he sees Luffy sees Ace and Sabo running off with the money from the Bluejam guys. And Luffy, like being sneaky, actually grabs like a branch and just hits the guy in the head with it. And Luffy's gone fast enough to the point where no one saw it was him. But Ace saw the guy get knocked out, and he knows it was Luffy. And Sabo doesn't like Luffy. And when Ace puts the treasure away, he's like Sabo sees Ace is just sweating bullets and looking around everywhere. So Sabo's like, Ace, what the hell's wrong with you? You okay? And then Ace says, Luffy, he's somewhere around here. And Sabo's like, how do you know that? And Ace says, I was being chased by Bluejam's guys, and out of nowhere, a giant branch just came and just whacked the guy and spread the head, knocking him out. The thing I remember is I saw like Luffy's straw hat fall off, but he grabbed it quickly. And Sabo was like, oh damn, that is kind of scary now, because he's around here somewhere. Ace and Sabo about to come and catch his homies. Bluejam's guys, I'm saying that Bluejam kind of got tired of like Ace and Sabo robbing them, so he actually had these guys train, and they're pretty strong. They can keep up. They're like physically they can keep up with Ace and Sabo. It's not in speed; they can't keep up with them. So yeah, at one point, Luffy's kind of walking, and he actually just gets knocked out, and he gets kidnapped because the guys think they know, like they've seen Luffy hanging out with Ace and Sabo. And they're like, hey, you probably know where the money is. Luffy does know. He's not going to tell them. And Luffy, he can't use Tech Eye that well. Because they're using... I think they're using kind of like a giant blunt force club, like Marines have. And they're using that on Luffy. And like 3 hits from that, Luffy's Sekai gives out. So, yeah. And Ace and Sabo think Luffy's gonna tell on them because Ace is like, Luffy's probably mad at me. He might tell them. And Sabo's like, I'll go out and do recon. I'll see what's going on. And he's looking. Luffy's just taking the beating for them, saying, I don't tell on my family. And Bluejam's like, so you're that brat's Ace's family? So you're his brother or something? Luffy says, he's my cousin. Still, I'm not gonna tell on him. As not Bluejam. Porchman will be like, hey, alright, I'll kill you then. And he's just swinging like the blade at Luffy's head. Sabo's about to jump in. Then he sees Luffy just caught the blade with his teeth and just crushed it. Like, Luffy like bit the blade into pieces. If you guys hear like crying, I'm sorry. My window's open a little bit and I can't shut it. It's kind of like stuck. And my neighbor's kids like skateboarding. One of them doesn't know how and just fell. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty funny. Right. Alright, back to the story. Porchman kind of surprised that Luffy just bit his blade into pieces. And Luffy says, I've been trained my whole life to be an elite marine. What makes you think some lowlife like you can beat me? And Porchman says, I think we can beat you because you haven't been able to get out of these restraints. I just continues to beat Luffy. The only reason Luffy hasn't been able to get out is because the first hit broke Luffy's arm. Like Luffy's tech eye can't go everywhere for some reason. Like Luffy doesn't know why, but it can't go everywhere. So one of Luffy's arms broken, so he can't get out of the ropes easily. Sabo goes back to Ace, and Sabo has like just blue and just sad a little bit. And he's like, so how's Luffy? He probably told on us, huh? They're on their way. And Sabo's like, no. Luffy almost got his head chopped off. But the thing is, he bit the blade into pieces. Sabo was like, not Sabo. Ace is like, you mean like hit the blade in pieces? Sabo was like, no, he bit the blade into pieces. And right now, he's turned to being beaten with a metal club. Ace actually goes to take a look. He just sees that Luffy's just actually being beaten with a metal club. And Luffy doesn't know how to use Conquerors. It's just, he sucks at it. He can like knock out one guy, and that's it. Like if he knocks out one guy, the other guy's probably gonna gang up and beat him up. So yeah. Yes, Ace actually jumps in through the window and actually knocks out Porchman. And Luffy says, "About time." As he reaches his head back as far as he can, and like bites the rope, and he falls to on the ground. And on the ground, Sabo's like, you could have done that earlier. And Luffy says, you guys couldn't have come earlier. As he just like finds something rusty and just undoes the ropes. And a lot of the guys try to rush at Ace and Sabo. Luffy's gonna say Soru, and he kicks the guys in the head and knocks them out. Alright. So they get out scot-free, and I'm say that one of her bandits, or one of her ex-bandits, was in the Great Terminal, and Luffy got captured. He was watching the whole thing. He goes to get Dodon, and Dodon actually rushed to the Great Terminal because like she knows Garp is gonna kill her if his grandson dies. And she sees that Luffy is beat up and both of his arms are broken. But she goes in the area to see like what happened to the bandits. And she looks closer at what happened to like the guys that Luffy beat up. Luffy killed the guys he beat up. Like he kicked one in the head. And then they cracked the guy's skull and the guy's down for the count. And the one's like, alright, you guys go ahead, leave. And she actually leaves first. And Luffy's like, I'll be behind you. It's just, I'm tired. And Porchman runs up behind Luffy because he woke up with a knife and just holds it to Luffy's throat and says, Ace, we want all of our money. And Luffy has an idea. He read a book, a certain book that was similar to a title called Hunter Punter. I don't know why. I don't know why I called it that, but similar to Hunter Hunter. There's a character named Uvo Jean who bites a guy's head off. And Luffy just smiles, and Porchme's like, hey, what the hell's wrong with you? Luffy turns his head towards, like, Porchme, and Porchme and Ace are like, what the hell's wrong with you? Is everyone whore? Luffy bites off a chunk of Porchme's head and spits it right back out. He says, his ugly eyes taste horrible. As Porchme just lets it go as he dies. And everyone in the Great Terminal, or that saw that, is looking at Luffy like some kind of demon. So yeah, Luffy goes back to like Loguetown's hideout with Ace, Sabo, and Luffy. And Luffy notices their medical supplies isn't good. And when he sees the medical supplies, he tries to walk towards the door and unlock it, or just open it. And he knows he can't open it. Loguetown's like, Luffy, sit down and let me patch you up. Luffy says, no, your medical supplies is trash. So he kicks down the door. And he actually just runs to the village. He gets there, and everyone sees Luffy's beat up. That's what happened, and he says, some bandits snuck up on me. So yeah. One fast forward 2 years later. Sabo and Ace have a whole kind of respect, like a whole new kind of respect for Luffy. And they're all three of them are 17. And Luffy actually helped him get a lot more money, because he's trained to be a sniper pole agent. Like, that's what he was trained for. So he snuck into the noble's house and actually stole a lot of their money. So, I want to say that Ace, Sabo, and Luffy, they have well over 500 million berries. That's what Luffy says. Ace, me and you kind of owe the bandits for letting us live with them. The only thing we had to do was get food, and that's it. And Ace is like, we don't owe them anything. And Luffy said, Ace, you'd have still lived as the kid that had to beat up people that disrespected you for being Gold Roger's kid. But the bandits, all they made you do is hunt. And if you stayed where you were, you wouldn't have met Sabo. Half the reason you know Sabo is because of the bandits. So go thank them. And Ace is like, God damn it, Luffy. As he just grabs 100 million berries, and they start walking towards the bandits' hideout. And it's been 2 years. Ace and Luffy are 16. So Sabo. They open the door, and the bandits are like, hey, we haven't seen you in a while. What are you doing here? And they see that Ace has a bag, and he throws it at them. They catch it, they open it. They see a lot of berries, they start counting. 100 million berries. And Ace says, me, Luffy, and Sabo are setting out to sea soon. So, this is probably the last time we see you. It was nice knowing you. Thanks for letting us live with you. Rent free. And, in that next year, Ace, Sabo, and Luffy leave. And they're all on the same crew. And Luffy noticed Ace has the spirit of a conqueror as well. So, yeah, Luffy taught Ace how to use it, and they can both use it very good. Well, Sabo, he doesn't have it, but he's very good in armament hockey. And Luffy, Ace, and Sabo, they already all have bounties. Like, Luffy killed the Bluejam pirates all by himself. That gave him a bounty of around 50 million. I want to say Bluejam had a higher bounty than Arlong by like 2 million. So 22 million berry bounty was Bluejam's, and Luffy just killed the whole Bluejam pirate crew by himself. So he has a 40 million berry bounty. And say that Ace was known for fighting nobles and then stealing their money, or that if he would play games with nobles for money, if he won, they'd accuse him of cheating. He was cheating, and then he beat them up out and then steal all their money and then run away. So Ace has a bounty of 10 million. Sabo, he's like Ace's cover, so he beats up royal guards. Sabo has a bounty of 20 million since he beat up royal guards. Ace is the only one that hasn't proven their colors to the world government. And although Luffy's bounty, like Sengoku and Garp are scared that if Luffy becomes a hardcore pirate. Right now he's a bandit. And no one knows Luffy was trained to be a Cypher Pole agent. Like, he made jokes saying he was trained to be an elite marine. And I say that they have enough berries to buy one giant ship. And then that's when Luffy says, "Wait, save the money." They're like, "Why do we need to buy a ship?" Luffy says, "Bluejam's ship. I sunk it, but if I bring the rest of it back up, I can easily repair it." They're like, "Really?" Luffy says, "Yeah. Part of marine training was knowing how to repair your ship." So Luffy goes swims to the bottom of a cove and brings up all the food, all the ship. And after about 2 weeks, they repair the ship. So after they repair the ship, they actually set sail. Hold up. Alright, so Ace, Sabo, and Luffy, this is what their flag looks like. That's their flag. So yeah. And when they set sail, everyone in the village just sees Luffy just sitting on the ship. And Ace and Sabo consider Luffy the captain since he's the strongest and has the highest bounty. And Luffy has the highest bounty in the East Blue. So yeah. Alright. We're going to skip to them actually going by a civilian ship. And because I'm saying they've been traveling for 2 months. And you go by a civilian ship. And they see that it's has to be raided by pirates. Because Ace, Sabo, and Luffy are like, we're pretty hungry. We're low on food. Why don't I sneak on, take some food? They see it's being raided by pirates. And Ace already ate the Marimara no Mi. So Ace will actually jump up from his ship and actually fire a fire fist towards Alvida. And it incinerates half of her body, so Alvida's dead. If you guys are wondering why I kill Alvida in almost every What If for One Piece I make, I hate Alvida's character. You made Kobe work as a chore boy for 2 years for a mistake. Alright, I had to listen to that part. It's hilarious. Alright, Ace, Luffy, and Sabo, Ace already killed Alvida and incinerated the front half of her ship. Luffy and Sabo will jump onto the ship and say, "Alright, well, it's time to fight. I need to find a new picture." Alright. That's what they kind of look like. Because they would see Young and Sabo. He knows he's not supposed to set out without Luffy and Sabo, without Luffy and Ace. But Sabo knows Luffy's stronger than him and Ace is stronger than him, so he knows he needs them on a crew. So yeah. And when they go to, they get Kobe. Kobe gets to travel with them. And Luffy, Ace, and Sabo, they don't have a pirate crew name. It's just ASL. Like it says on the flag. Ace, Sabo, Luffy. So yeah. Yeah. They go to the island to get Zoro. And when they get there, it's pretty kind of just spooky for everyone since infamous pirates like that. And they mainly focus their attention on Luffy since they think he's the captain. He's not. They're all three of them are the captain. And that's when, well, Luffy, he kind of is the captain. He sees, who was it? So he sees Captain Morgan already rushing towards them, and Luffy will say, Ace, hit him with a flame commandment. Ace will say, don't tell me what to do, but it is a pretty good idea. So he's gonna jump behind Captain Morgan, and kind of give him a bear hug. And if you guys don't know what flame commandment is, Ace will spark a whole beam of flames in the air from around his body. So if you're inside that, you're incinerated. So Ace is gonna do that, and Morgan's dead. And Appa watched what Ace did. And the Marines aren't gonna even try to fight. So yeah. Luffy, Ace, and Sabo are gonna just ask why the Marines aren't attacking them. And then say, Captain Morgan sucked. And Sabo is just gonna laugh like what he's doing right now. And Appa's like, damn you all! I'll avenge my dad myself. Sabo's gonna just grab a pipe, and he's gonna grab his pipe and just chuck it out at Appa's face, knocking him out. So yeah. Alright. We get to Zoro, and Luffy's gonna walk up to Zoro and grab him by his shirt and yank him off the post. And say, Zoro, welcome to the ASL Pirates. And Zoro's like, huh? I didn't even say yes or no. And Luffy says, you don't get an option. Either we shoot you to death here, or you come with us. And Ace is gonna say, Luffy, you weren't really gonna shoot him to death. No, I was gonna let the Marines do it. And Zoro's like, wait, hey, that sounds familiar. Ace, Luffy, Sabo. Well, Ace, Sabo, Luffy. But he knows their names in that order. And he points out Luffy that Luffy has a 40 million berry bounty. And Luffy says, yeah, well, after this, it might go up to like 45 million. Ace, your bounty might go past 15 million. So, yeah. Everyone, I guess, everyone gets to the ship and they set sail. And Kobe's staying with them, like Luffy told them. Nah, he was a hostage on a ship, so we brought him over here. So, yeah. After that, they go to the island where Buggy is. And Buggy sees their flag. And he sees Luffy just has his feet propped up and he's just sleeping. So, yeah. And Buggy's like fire buggy ball. Fire special buggy ball at that ship. If they come here, roll over for me. They fire a special buggy ball. And so Ace will see the buggy ball coming. And he'll shoot Conqueror's Hockey, and the ball just stops flying towards them, and it falls into the water. And Buggy says, did he just use the spirit of a conqueror to drop a cannonball into the water? And Luffy's gonna wake up asking why Ace used Conqueror's Hockey. And he says, well, our good old friend Captain Buggy is firing cannonballs at us. And Luffy's gonna laugh and say, oh yeah, Buggy, Shanks' friend. He's gonna jump off the ship and just use Zoro. So he's already on the dock of the island. He's gonna walk towards Buggy. Now he's gonna run into Luffy, and she's gonna recognize him instantly. And she's gonna say, "Hey, can you pretend to be my captain?" But this time Luffy's response is no, and he pushes Nami aside. The guys will run up, and the moment they see Luffy, they shiver in fear and just run away. And now she's like, those guys are trembling in fear of one man. And then she remembers, they don't even have bounties of 1 million, but this guy has a bounty of 40 million. Of course, they tremble in fear. And she's like, wait, he has the highest bounty in the East Blue. So, yeah. And if you actually jump up to the dock, and that's when you have to jump up to the dock, you can jump up to where Buggy is, and he sees that Ace is already there. And he's like, so, you left Sabo on the ship? And Ace said, yeah, he's the only one that knows how to drive it. Or steer it, I don't care. Luffy's gonna laugh and say, yeah, you have me there. So, yeah. And Buggy's straight gonna try to kill Luffy with a knife from behind. And Luffy is just gonna say, Shigun. And Luffy just stuck a finger in Buggy's stomach. So Buggy just passes out just from how much pain he's in. Like, I'd be in pain too if someone thrust a finger through my stomach, not even using hockey or anything. So, yeah. And Zoro, he's with them as well, but he's asleep on the ship. So, yeah. So, Straw Hats, well, they're not called the Straw Hat Pirates yet, but Luffy's known as Straw Hat Luffy. And Sabo's not really known as anything. Well, he's known as like the brains of ASL. And a lot of people assume Luffy or Sabo is the captain. More people assume Sabo since he's the smartest. So Sabo's bounty legit just says ASL captain. Like, no one knows his actual name. Like, they have curly haired Dot on, and I don't want to call Sabo blonde haired Sabo. Alright. So, I'm gonna say Sabo invented the move like the Dragon Claw Fist for hockey instead of Dragon. So they call him like Dragon King Sabo. So yeah. So Luffy and Ace kind of just handled the Buggy Pirates. They took all their gold. That's when Nami will actually explain her situation to them. And Luffy says, Arlong. Now I know why that name is familiar. He's a fake warlord. She's like, wait, what do you mean fake warlord? Isn't he an actual one? Luffy says, no. Some corrupt Marines will like spin that story on lower rank pirates or lower rank thieves, so people don't mess with them. But I was trained to be a very special kind of Marine, so I know all the actual warlords, and I know for sure, Arlong is too weak to even be considered a warlord. And he says, "Alright, just hop on the ship and we'll go get Arlong." Alright, but first they stop at Syrup Village, and they actually get Usopp. And Luffy is gonna actually go to Kaya's house, and Sabo is like, should I try to rob it? And Luffy says, I can sense she's sick. Don't rob a sick person. So yeah. And then Luffy will see Captain Kuro. He's like, that's a good sum of money right there. So Luffy will actually spy on Kuro the whole time he's there, and he sees Django. And Luffy carries a pistol with him since, that's his thing. And he's gonna aim at like Django's head the moment he's away from Kuro. And then Luffy kills Django. And Ace heard the gunshot. He runs over to see what happened. Luffy killed the guy. And Ace waits for the rest of the crew to arrive. That's when Sabo says, "Alright, you guys have had all the fun so far. Let me have some." He sees that Kuro tries to teleport behind Sabo and kill him. Sabo's gonna say, too slow. As the blade just break the moment they hit Sabo's back, and Sabo just instantly goes Soru behind, and so Sabo goes Soru behind Kuro, and just puts him in a chokehold and eventually snaps his neck. Sabo killed Kuro. And like the Siamese twin brothers will like rush at like Sabo, and not Luffy. Sabo's gonna use Tempest Kick, and it kind of just splits them in half. That's when he actually just yells. What was it? He yells Geppo, and he yells Shigan Gatling, which is finger gun Gatling, and he kind of just kills the rest of the pirates. And I'm gonna say Marines actually found the ship, or like trying to tracking it. They arrived just in time to see that Sabo did his thing. But then they're like, "Hey, where's the right hand man?" They see Luffy with a gun in his hand, and they see Django just on the ground dead nearby. They also did get reports of what Ace did to Alvida, and what he did to the Bucky pirates, and what he did to Captain Morgan. So yeah, Usopp will actually like know they're real pirates after they show them their bounties, and he goes with them. Zoro doesn't have a bounty yet, since he hasn't really done much. It's been Luffy, Ace, and Sabo. Nami hasn't done anything so far either. Alright. Newspaper comes, they get new bounties. Sabo, he has a bounty of, I'm gonna say 30 million. Luffy has a bounty of 80 million. And Ace has a bounty of 23 million. Because he incinerated a captain. So, yeah. Okay. Luffy will, like, just tell them that they're kind of hungry. Their ship is still Bluejam's ship. They just repaired it and destroyed the flag. So yeah. I need to see this part. Alright. They end up leaving because Luffy's like, "Hey, Baratie. I heard that's good. That's a good place." So they get to the Baratie, and Dean comes in, and no one recognizes him except like Full Body and Ace, and Sabo and Full Body recognize him, but he recognizes Luffy, Ace, and Sabo, and Zoro. But he doesn't recognize Nami and Usopp. But he does know, like, those guys are no joke. Like, I stand no chance. Like I'm hired to take down guys with a 10 million berry bounty. But if I read my last report correctly, Ace turned a guy to ashes, and he was stronger than me. And Luffy looks directly at Full Body and says, "Captain Full Body, I suspect you're shouting us out for a fight." And Full Body says, "No, I'm not." So yeah. They all get to the Baratie. They see Gin. Full Body's like, all right. Sanji does the same thing in the Full Body, but he doesn't recognize Ace, Sabo, and Luffy. And that's until like he hears one of the residents saying, "If that's really them, then that guy right there, he might be a pirate too. But I doubt his captain's a match for Luffy." And he actually walks up to the guest and says, "So who are they?" And I'm saying they have a wanted poster since they're like bounty hunters. That's what they put up the posters. Try Luffy, bounty of 80 million. Sabo, or Dragon King Sabo, bounty of, I forgot what I said, I'm gonna say 50 million for Sabo. 50 million for Sabo, 25 million for Ace. And he's like, wow, those guys are actually pretty impressive. The other three, he doesn't know who they are. He does try to do the whole thing with Nami, and when he tries to get too close with Nami, we can just backhand into Sanji and say, alright, Cook, get our food or join my crew. One of the two. Sanji's like, excuse me? So he says, hit on her all you want if you're in my crew. And Sabo and Ace would smack Luffy in the back of the head and say, our crew. Luffy says, I have the highest bounty and I'm the strongest. Why isn't it my crew? And Sabo says, because I'm the smartest and I've beaten you quite a few times. Luffy says, that's because you focus on strategy, not how much force you can pressure your opponent. So yeah, Luffy's whole thing is like he presses you. Ace, he just overwhelms you instantly. Sabo, he's gonna outsmart you. So yeah. Gin will get free food from Sanji, and he goes to get who was it? Don Krieg. Don Krieg gets there, and he's like, hey, I'm the strongest man in the world, strongest man in the East Blue. He walks inside to get free food. He sees Luffy's in there. He's like, if he heard what I said, he's gonna kill me. And Luffy looks directly at Don Krieg and says, who's the strongest man in the East Blue? Don Krieg is like, I'm not gonna look like a little B word in front of my crew. Don Krieg's like, I'm the strongest man in the East Blue. Luffy says, why don't we step outside and prove it? And he's like, what did I just get myself into? And Pearl's gonna come in and say, Captain, can we do something now? He sees Luffy and says, oh, there's a man with the highest bounty in the East Blue. He sees his brothers with him and he's like, oh. Then he says, Gin, Captain, why don't us three battle those three for the title of the strongest? So, Captain Don Krieg, you can fight Straw Hat Luffy, the captain of the ASL crew. Luffy will look at Ace and Sabo and say, even they think I'm the strongest. And the captain. So yeah. They go outside to try to settle it. And Sabo's fighting Gin, Ace is fighting Pearl, Luffy's fighting Don Krieg. And Luffy's gonna use Zoro and just use Haki and deck Don Krieg in the face. So he knocked out Don Krieg in one hit. And Luffy didn't even use Zoro. He just ran and decked Don Krieg, knocking him out. And he grabbed Don Krieg and just threw him in the water so Don Krieg could just drown. Pearl ends up getting fired up into like the blue flames thing, and Ace walks straight through the flames. He walked he took one step into the flames, and all the flames just went into Ace's body. And Pearl's like, that's not hurting you? And Ace says, I ate the Marimara no Mi, or the flame fruit, making me a human made of fire. And he charges up a fire fist and just blasts off half of Pearl. And says, the fire you used against me, I used against you. And Gin's and try to fight Sabo, and each time he hits Sabo, it's not doing anything to Sabo. So unless time he hits Sabo, his weapons just shatter. Sabo will just pimp slap Gin and say, alright, I guess. That's when they see the ships get sliced up and Mihawk comes out of nowhere. Luffy's like, oh damn, that's not good. And yes, if Mihawk was there to fight. So right now, Sanji, Zoro, and Nami, plus Usopp, they're fighting like the lower class guys. They're fighting the henchmen. So, yeah. So I'm struggling with the name for this. I'm just gonna call it "What if Ace and Luffy were blood related?" So yeah. This happens, and at the end of the fight, like Zoro fights Mihawk. Zoro loses. The I will not lose thing happens, and they go to Arlong Park. They get a newspaper. But this time, Zoro, Nami, and Usopp and Sanji get bounties. Yeah, Sanji did join the crew, but they didn't fire a cannon into the house. or the Baratie. They didn't fire a hole into the Baratie. Like Luffy did not let Usopp near them. So yeah. Zoro, he has a bounty of I'm gonna say 10 million. Nami has a bounty of 3 million. Usopp has a bounty of 2 million. Sanji has a bounty of 10 million because he beat up Full Body. And I'm pretty sure that's it. Alright, the Arlong Park arc. So they go to Arlong Park, the giant bull thing will appear, and the people will use conquerors. Just pull the ship along. Alright. So Luffy, Ace, and Sabo already like they tell Nami to go get the villagers and watch them destroy Arlong Park. And she will. The villagers are like, I doubt this is gonna happen, but okay. And they see that they have the highest bounties in East Blue. It's all higher than Arlong's. And that's when like Ace, like a lot of the guys that will rush at like Ace, Sabo, and Luffy. Yeah, and Ace can just use Fire Fist, and they're done. All right. Okay, sorry about that short pause. Luffy ended up, I guess, like he fought Arlong. Like Arlong tried to bite him, and Luffy just grabbed Arlong's upper jaw and just like he slammed Luffy said Iron Body, and he slammed Arlong's like top of Arlong's head into Luffy's knee. Luffy slammed Arlong's head into his knee. So yeah. And that guy just killed Arlong. And Ace is fighting like the lower guys. Ace so is Sabo. Because they're trying to get Nami, Usopp, and Sanji's plus Zoro's bounty up. So those same fights happen. The guy with the mouse face will arrive. That's when that's when Luffy will say, alright, Zoro, Nami, Usopp, and Sanji, take out that marine ship. And they're like, what for? Luffy says, to get your bounties up, so you guys can actually be worthy of being on our crew. So they're okay with that, and they end up being beat. So, yep. And Zoro actually sliced the ship in half, so he gets a higher bounty increase. But so Usopp used like a fire star onto the guy with like the mouse face. Usopp used a fire star and actually just shot a hole in the guy. And there's no way about. Hold up. You keep getting what arc comes after Arlong Park for no reason. Loguetown. Loguetown comes after. Alright, so try to go to Loguetown. Once they get there, they see a newspaper. Their bounty gets racked up again. Luffy says, "We're sure this is our biggest bounty increase yet." And it shows Sabo, bounty of 88 million. Try Luffy, 100 million berry bounty. Ace, Fire Fist Ace, 50 million berry bounty. Pirate Hunter Zoro, now known as... No, it just says Noah Zoro. It just says that. And he has a bounty of 10 million. No, 30 million is Zoro's bounty. Usopp has a bounty of 8 million now. Nami has a bounty of 6 million. Kanji has a bounty of 15 million. So yeah. And Sabo is actually teaching them how to use hockey. So they're a lot stronger in this one. So Zoro can use black hockey, just barely. He can hold it for around 10 seconds. Sanji can use invisible hockey, so can Zoro. Nami can use a little bit of invisible hockey. Like, Nami is like the Khalifa of their teams. Like, CP9 has their Khalifa. The Strats have their Khalifa. So they have their Nami. And the Smoker fight is about to begin. Like, Smoker sees their ship, and he instantly just charges in for a fight. Luffy says, Ace, you're the only one that can kind of just hang with that and not lose. So, like, our fight's me and Sabo are gonna end the fight too quickly. Your fight's gonna go on forever because you're in toy with the guy the whole time. And Ace says, this fight has been boring, so see you guys later. Ace jumps off to fight Smoker. And Tashigi jumps at Zoro because she's a swordsman. And Zoro is just gonna straight up catch the blade and just like fling her back. The Lore Marines, Luffy and Sabo, don't worry about them. Like if they want to fight, they can get clapped. Buggy arrives there, and Luffy's like, I do want to fight him. So Luffy does fight Buggy and everything, and that goes completely one-sided. All right, so. We're gonna leave off with the Straw Hats leaving, or with the ASL pirates leaving Loguetown. I hope you guys enjoyed this What If. If it seemed to rush or sloppy, I'm sorry, but I'm just tired today. I kid you not, I got 10 minutes of sleep the whole day. I'm pretty sure this whole week I've had around 8 hours of sleep in 1 week. That's it. So I'm a very tired guy this week. So, you guys get a better sleep schedule than me. You guys do well in school. Have a good